Yeah, but
Suchi, could you write time team for Phil?
time
See if
team.
Phil
Time
can
team.
hear us.
It's out there. So this is the stuff out to see. So it is the EA number.
Yeah, time team.
Is that right?
It's alright.
No, I
Actually,
have to trust you. I mean, this looks like an old map symbol for a church with a tower. Yeah, that used to be in the old ordnance survey maps. This was a church with a tower and not with a spire. If it had a circle, it had a spire, and that's a church. And this is a sort of one of those insert above or something.
Phil, just sit down for a minute while you're
That
having,
is fantastic.
while you're having your coffee. Sit down a minute. Well, so you can have
doing all this translation.
I've just been explaining to Sue Chi. She was saying what were the most important things to remember, and what I was doing was remembering things you told me over the years. One of the most common things you've said is keep your section straight.
Absolutely.
Now, Sue Chi asked me why. Why is it important to keep your section straight? And so
Because what you want.
Because if it's wiggly, he won't be able to find his way out of the trench.
There speaks a man who knows absolutely nothing about archaeology. because if you're cutting through the layers, what you need to be able to do is have an accurate record of the layers that you're cutting through. Now, if you're cutting through a layer that is that thick, and you cut it vertically, you'll have a layer that's like that, yeah? If on the other hand, you've got it with a slope, because of the distortion, it means that the layer becomes like that. Do you see what I mean?
I know, yeah.
And so it's all to do with the amount of distortion. Plus, you've also got to remember that if you are opening a trench that is 2 meters by 2 meters, that doesn't mean to say it's 2 meters by 2 meters at the top. It also means that it's 2 meters by 2 meters at the bottom. I mean, how big do you want the trench? Is it 2 meters by 2 meters or not? And so if you go down and you've got a big batter, by the time you get down to a meter, it's like 1.5 by 1.5, and by the time you get to the bottom, it's about that. It's like a cone. It's ridiculous. So you have to have vertical set, but it's mainly to do with the distortion on the layers. You need a perfectly representative section through the layers.
the second one that she was asking about was clear up your loose.
Clean up the loose.
Why is that important?
Well, because a tidy digger is a good digger. And you see, you haven't got that one. He didn't tell you that one, did he? No.
Tidy digger. Very good.
If you create a large amount of muck and you don't clean it up, you start treading in it, you start treading all over it and what have you. What you need to be able to do is create a clean, tidy trench. And so you don't want a lot of muck. But when somebody says, right, tea break, you have respect for your trench. You clean up the loose, you throw the loose onto the heap, you tidy your tools, then you go and have a cup of tea. It's not just to throw the tools away and leg it. Leave your trench looking tidy. Take an interest in your trench.
And how do you say time team in Chinese? And we'll get Phil to try and say time team in Chinese.
In Chinese.
What would it be in Chinese?
In Chinese, 考古小队.
Hey?
考古.
Cow?
考古.
Cool.
考古小队.
Cowgirl?
小队.
Hey?
考古小队.
Cow.
Cowgirl? Cowgirl? Well, you got the cowgirl bit.
考古.
Sao Dui.
小队, yeah.
Chow Dewey?
考古小队.
Look at that.
考古小队, yeah.
Cow. Wait a minute. Cow.
考古小队.
Cow Gu Xiao Dui.
对, yeah.
Cow.
Cowgirl?
Xiao Dui.
Dewey?
Yeah, close, perfect.
Is that right?
It's right.
Spot on.